Today we're going to be going over the latest news on Stadia, which includes the November Pro game, some new game announcements, and much more. But we're going to begin with a bit of news that comes from Akash over on Twitter, and he quickly noted that there are a lot more Stadia hirings happening. There are multiple positions for UX developers as well as engineering managers open, and it does seem to indicate that Google is still hiring plenty of people to work on Stadia. This should definitely ease the fears of those who think Stadia may be getting shut down. Simply put, Google is still investing and has a vision for the future of the platform. While I have little to no doubt that the vision's changed quite a bit from what it was supposed to be at launch, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a bad thing. Also worth pointing out is that there is a job located in India for edge and cloud computing where you have to collaborate with the Stadia team. I should also say this should make a lot of people happy because I really do believe India is an insanely untapped market when it comes to cloud gaming. There's a ton of interest out there, so much so that there are already multiple cloud gaming services specifically aimed and targeted at India. I'm kinda surprised myself that no big major company has actually jumped at the chance already, but it may be quite an undertaking considering how big that population is and how much interest there may be. I certainly think Stadia has a lot of potential to make a big splash there, and Google happens to be one of the big companies that can actually pull it off. Either way, I do want to pose the question. Let me know down in the comment section below what other countries you think would actually adopt cloud gaming quite well. But now let's move on to the next bit of news surrounding two games that just recently got announced for Stadia. First up is World War Z Aftermath, and it's launching this winter with cross-play support across all platforms. It's described as the ultimate co-op zombie shooter inspired by Paramount Pictures' blockbuster film, and the next evolution of the original hit, World War Z, that has now captivated over 15 million players. You can join up to 3 friends or play on your own with AI teammates against hordes of ravenous zombies in intense story episodes across new zombie-ravaged locations around the world. As a side note, I've actually played this game already and I will vouch for it. It's actually quite fun to play with friends. The amount of zombies you see on screen is always impressive, and the progression and new perspective are pretty neat to experience. I'm pretty excited to see this come to Stadia, and I'll definitely check it out, though the winter release does make me wonder if this will be coming out in 2022, as winter does extend over there. Following that, the second title announced was Fire Commander, that sees you heading a group of firefighters and managing a fire station. From extinguishing fires to saving people and valuable equipment, experience a variety of environments and dangers, including the risk of toxic spill. You'll be free to utilize different vehicles, class specializations, and tools, creatively combining them to discover multiple ways of dealing with any situation. While in the middle of the action, you'll have to consider such things as backdraft, smoke, or materials with different combustion temperatures. The game will feature different classes of firefighters, 30 thrilling missions, experience system with unlockable skills, numerous rescue vehicles, and a growing fire station. I have to say the game seems pretty unique in concept. The fact that you're going to have to take note of things like backdraft and smoke as well as other factors is quite interesting. I'll be definitely keeping my eye out open for it and seeing any updates that follow. But now it's time we go over the last bit of news of the day, and that's the November Pro Games lineup. There are a total of 4 games joining November 1st, but there is 1 game leaving, so be sure to claim Valkyria Chronicles 4 before it leaves on November 1st. The November Pro lineup is quite exciting, and we're going to begin with a game that's launching right into Pro, and that's Saints Row 4 Re-elected. In this title, you'll be playing as the US president, and you must save Earth from an alien overlord named Zinniac using an arsenal of superpowers and strange weapons in the wildest open world game ever. The game's not one to really take itself seriously, but it's a fantastic experience if you're looking to just cause mayhem in a giant sandbox world. I had a ton of fun playing through this game back in the day, and I will also note that it features both drop-in and drop-out co-op, and it certainly enhances the experience and overall mayhem because the only thing crazier than one superpowered US president is 2 of them. Following that, the next Pro title we're going to talk about is one that I'm really excited for, and that's Dirt 5. In this fun, amplified off-road arcade racing experience created by Codemasters, you'll get to blaze a trail on routes across the world covering gravel, ice, snow, and sand with a roster of cars ranging from rally icons to trucks to GT heroes. I'm personally a really big fan of this game, and I think it's one of the best arcade racers to release in quite a long time. My biggest complaint about it is that there wasn't a big population for online races, so with this coming to Stadia Pro, I couldn't be happier, as it should definitely help that online population grow quite a bit. And while that covers the two highlights for this month. There are two other titles coming to Stadia Pro, and that's 100 Days Winemaking Simulator and Kimono Heroes. The first of which is pretty self-explanatory. It's a winemaking simulator where you get to run a business that produces wine, while the second is a traditional retro-style action platformer. All in all, I think it's a pretty decent pro month, and I will note that it is interesting to see only one game leaving but 4 games entering. I've been saying it for quite some time now, but I think Google wants Stadia Pro to be much more comparable to Game Pass in the sense that it offers a ton of games at one cheap, low value. And if this trend of adding more games than they take away keeps going on, they will get there. Either way, that wraps up all the Stadia news for today. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video message is just going to be a quick heads up. If you notice some sort of audio difference within these videos, it's because I'm currently in the process of moving and I've got a temporary setup at this point in time. That means not all my gear is hooked up right now, so there may be some changes in audio and stuff like that. Let me know your feedback down in the comment section below so I can adjust it as necessary. But other than that, I'm happy to say that the trip went well. Even though it was a really long drive, we're here now and the hard part is done. And as you can tell with this temporary setup, I'll still be able to push out those videos that you all enjoy as soon as I can. As always, thank you for watching the video. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming and VR related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.